you may think you're being kind. But what if your kindness is quietly costing you your peace of mind? Being compassionate is a beautiful quality. However, compassion should not require sacrificing your mental well-being. As we age, learning where to invest our emotional energy becomes increasingly important. Point 1. The emotional dependent. Instead of seeking balance, they rely heavily on you for emotional stability and reassurance. Every conversation revolves around their feelings, their worries, and their need for comfort. While supporting others is an important part of life, constantly carrying someone else's emotional burden can become exhausting. If every visit leaves you feeling responsible for keeping them happy, it may be time to establish healthier boundaries. Point 2. The crisis creator. There always seems to be a new emergency, a new conflict, or a new problem demanding attention. One week it's a family dispute. The next week it's a financial problem. Then it's another personal conflict. Over time, you may begin to realize that the drama never truly ends. Constant exposure to other people's crises can create unnecessary stress, especially when there is little you can do to solve the situation. Point 3. The chronic warrior. Some people spend every conversation focusing on what could go wrong. They worry about their health, their finances, the future, and countless other possibilities. While concern is normal, excessive worry can spread from one person to another. If every visit leaves you feeling more anxious than before, take notice. Point 4. The guilt inducer. This person has a way of making you feel responsible whenever you choose your own needs. They may say things like, "I guess nobody has time for me anymore," or "I thought you cared." These comments may seem harmless, but over time they create emotional pressure. Healthy relationships are based on respect, not guilt. Point 5. The endless complainer. No matter what happens, they always find something negative to discuss. Conversations become a never-ending cycle of complaints about family, members, neighbors, politics, money, or health. Spending too much time around constant negativity can gradually affect your own outlook on life. Point 6. The person who makes every problem yours. Whenever something goes wrong, they immediately turn to you for solutions. Their challenges become your responsibility. Their worries become your worries. While helping others can be meaningful, constantly carrying problems that are not yours can become emotionally draining. Point 7. The boundary breaker. Healthy relationships respect personal limits. This person does not. They expect immediate responses, unlimited access to your time, and constant availability over time. These expectations can leave you feeling trapped, rather than appreciated. Point 8. The drama magnet. Conflict seems to follow them everywhere. There is always tension with a friend, disagreement with a neighbor, or argument within the family. Every visit becomes another chapter in an ongoing story of conflict. Point 9. The constant critic. No matter what you do, they find something to criticize. Your decisions, your lifestyle, your family, or your choices become subjects for judgment. Constructive advice can be valuable. Constant criticism rarely is. Point 10. The emotional energy thief. You may not notice it immediately, but after every visit you feel tired, overwhelmed, and emotionally depleted. Sometimes the clearest warning sign is not what happens during the visit, but how you feel afterward. Point 11. The master of worry. This type of person can quietly steal your peace of mind without realizing it. Every conversation focuses on potential dangers and worst-case scenarios. They may constantly discuss illness, accidents, crime, economic uncertainty, or frightening news stories. Although staying informed is important, living in a state of constant fear is not healthy. After spending time with them, you may notice that your own thoughts become more anxious. Problems that once seemed manageable suddenly feel overwhelming. Situations that were unlikely begin to feel inevitable. The human mind is influenced by the emotions of those around us, which is why repeated exposure to fear and anxiety can affect our own emotional well-being. As we grow older, protecting our mental peace becomes increasingly important. It does not mean avoiding reality. It means choosing not to live in a constant state of worry. If someone consistently leaves you feeling fearful about the future, consider limiting how much time you spend absorbing their concerns. Point 12. The person who never lets go of the past. Some people seem unable to move beyond old disappointments. Every visit becomes a return to painful memories, family, conflicts, betrayals, or mistakes from years ago. while reflecting on the past, can sometimes provide valuable lessons. Constantly reliving old wounds can prevent healing. These conversations often leave you carrying emotions that should have been resolved long ago. Instead of enjoying the present, you find yourself revisiting events that can no longer be changed over time. This habit can create emotional fatigue and unnecessary sadness. After 65, your remaining years deserve attention and appreciation. Spending too much time focused on past grievances can distract from the opportunities, relationships, and experiences available today. Point 13. The conflict creator. Unlike the drama magnet, this person actively creates tension. They provoke arguments, spread misunderstandings, and often seem uncomfortable when things are peaceful. Family gatherings become stressful. Friendships become strained. Small disagreements become major disputes. You may find yourself feeling anxious before visiting them, because you never know what conflict might emerge next. Over time, this environment can increase stress and damage important relationships. Peaceful relationships should leave room for understanding, respect, and cooperation. If someone repeatedly turns ordinary situations into battles, it may be wise to limit your exposure and protect your emotional well-being. Point 14. The person who expects you to carry their happiness. This may be one of the most challenging relationships to recognize because it often develops gradually. At first, offering support feels natural. You listen, encourage, and help when you can. But eventually, their happiness begins to depend almost entirely on your attention and involvement. They expect you to solve loneliness. They expect you to lift their mood. They expect you to provide constant reassurance and comfort. If you are unavailable, they become disappointed or upset. If you focus on your own needs, they make you feel guilty. The truth is that no one person can be responsible for another person's happiness. Healthy relationships involve mutual support, not emotional dependence. While compassion is important, it should not come at the expense of your own peace of mind. As we age, learning this distinction becomes essential. You can care deeply about someone while still maintaining healthy boundaries. Supporting others is generous. Sacrificing your emotional well-being indefinitely is not. Point 15. The person who consistently takes away your peace. This final type may not fit into a single category. Instead, they share one defining characteristic. Every interaction leaves you feeling worse than before. You may feel anxious after seeing them. You may lose sleep thinking about their problems. You may feel guilty, overwhelmed, criticized, manipulated, or emotionally exhausted. Regardless of the specific reason, the result is always the same. Your peace of mind suffers. One of the most valuable questions you can ask yourself after spending time with someone is simple. How do I feel now? Do you feel encouraged, respected, appreciated, or do you feel burdened and drained? The answer often reveals more than anything else. After 65, peace of mind becomes one of life's most valuable assets. Protecting it is not selfish. It is an important part of maintaining emotional and physical well-being. People you allow into your life should generally leave you feeling supported, valued, and at ease. Not every invitation must be accepted. Not every relationship must remain unchanged. Sometimes protecting your peace is one of the healthiest decisions you can make. As we grow older, one of the greatest forms of wisdom is learning where our energy belongs. Surround yourself with people who bring encouragement, respect, and genuine connection. Your time, your attention, and your peace of mind are valuable. Spend them wisely.